How many of you are ready to get back in your craft room after the holidays? But when you come back to your room, you discover that you left it in a horrible disarray. Isn't it crazy how the holidays can make us absolutely lose our mind while trying to get all those things together for gifting and making and all of the things? Don't mind those. We're going to use those to help get this back in order. This is me being vulnerable and being honest. I have too much stuff. But we are going to tackle this together, starting over here with my desk, the bucket, or I'm sorry, bowl of Hershey Nuggets that never, not that they didn't get finished. The order I had got finished. I just didn't need them all. So they're still sitting there. The pile of candy bars from the kits that I made. And I have two very nosy girls that just love to be under my feet, literally. But we are going to tackle one of our first organizational projects of the year, and it is going to be these drawers. How many of you have these beautiful pieces of IKEA furniture and you bought these little things that go along with it, but every time you shut the drawer, when you open it up, you gotta pull your things back from the back again? It happens with every one of these drawers because I just don't need all of that extra room back there. So we are going to 3D print something to help us get this chaos put back in order and hopefully help us be more productive throughout the year. Come along with me while we do this a little bit at a time. Okay, I don't have a tripod or anything fancy to help me with camera angle here besides the one that's mounted to my desk, so we're going to do the best we can here. And we're going to start by taking everything out of the drawer. This is the Gridfinity system that, with the help of my son and my husband, I found all the pieces that I need for these Alex drawers from IKEA. And I'm just sitting these here in the base, and you can see it's not snug, but it's pretty snug. And then the pieces that you print, they have this grid on the bottom, hence Gridfinity. And those grids fit right down in those spots, and it keeps everything from moving, which was my big complaint. The problem is I'm not very good at Tetris. And I've got a lot of different pieces of different sizes, and I have to figure out how exactly I want to do this. Now, I know one of my main frustrations in this drawer was these items. They didn't fit all the way down in the bin, and I apologize if that's super noisy. So I made sure when I chose this bin to print that all of these pieces would fit right down in there. Now, I don't want to totally rearrange everything so that I have to look consistently for other stuff. So I know that those were there, so that's where I'm going to put them back. Okay, one empty bin. And let's see, scissors. Let's see what bin I can find for that. inevitably have to stop and print more of specific sizes. I tried to print just a variety of sizes so that I could see. This one's a little bit different. It's got some raised edges in it. It's just an option on how you can print them. Not my preferred way. I prefer the solid bottom. Okay, and better than a picture, here's how this drawer ended up. I ended up being able to fit my scissors all in here, in this one, except for the ones that I hang on my hexagon wall. I have my scoring tools, my brain dead. The tools that I use to do my book bindings, things like that. Those are all in there. I have my pens, that USB plug that I talked about, extra blades for my Fiskars and Cricut trimmer. These are just extra little tools, pins for my glue, eraser, just some extra little things. This is the resting stand for my heat tool when I'm not using it. I'll take that out of there for now. Just extra little pieces. These are Post-its that I use and reuse for my notebooks when I need to remind myself to do something, such as ribbon or a magnet or something. Just a couple of extra Fiskars blades, a couple little extra things, my gum, my charger cord, and then these I don't use very often, so I was okay with putting them back there. I just have a lot of them because I have a buying problem, not a using problem. And there is that drawer. And next, we will move to this one. This is where I keep my Hero Hues ink cubes. And I printed some trays that'll hold those, and hopefully we can get this one. It doesn't look bad, but hopefully we can get it a little more useful. We'll be back. Just wanted to jump back in here and mention real quick. These are our grids, and then these are our bins. And I wanted to note there are bins out there that you can print that have a half. So when you need a specific amount of space and it uses a half, then you have that ability. I'll show you when I get the bins full of the ink cubes. It took some math, but it worked. Okay, and here are all of the ink cubes in the bins. I haven't decided whether I'm printing another bin to put behind it for the extras that didn't fit evenly across. And don't judge me on my rainbow because I'm not very good at it. But that is where that drawer sits for now. I am used to grabbing this out of here, and what this book is, it's all of these different ink cubes, and it's just how they dry so I can best match whatever project that I'm working on. So you can see those in there. So I try to keep that in there as well. So that's that drawer for now. Okay, we are on the other side of the desk, and I changed my angle, but I tried to not have to move my camera mount, because if I have to put that back up in the same exact spot, it could not go maybe so well. So let's go ahead and we are going to get this drawer emptied, and then I'll come back and go through it. Actually, let me go ahead and kind of go through it. We've got paper clips, we've got action wobbles, we've got binder clips, we have tape and repositionable tape. These are my acrylic blocks, my anti-static, my rubber eraser, or I'm sorry, the glue eraser. And then this is just black 1mm foam tape. There is my Tim Holtz stapler. So I'm gonna go ahead, get this drawer emptied, and I'll see you back when it's reorganized. Grid in. Now let's find the bins. And in case you were wondering, that's where all of it went. See you back. And through the magic of video, this top drawer is done. I have my stapler. I have most of my 1mm, no, that one's more than one, but that's okay. I have my, what are they called? Foam squares. That's it. Foam adhesive to get some layers to my products. I have my acrylic blocks over here, along with my glue eraser. I've got my various different types of paper clips because I use them for different things. Whether they have the plastic on them or not determines how I use them. And then my action wobblers are right there. I've got my silver eyelets, my gold eyelets, and then my small binder clips. So that is this drawer, and I think I'm ready to move to the next drawer, but I need to print some more things. So I will see you all when I get back. And here is the second drawer prior to the grid and bins. This is where I keep my magnets, my double-sided tape, Velcro dots, just those types of miscellaneous things. I'm thinking of actually moving them down to the next drawer because it's a little deeper, and then I could stand the rolls up. So we'll see what I end up doing. And oops, here is the second drawer. These are all of my magnets in different magnet sizes. The printer's currently printing containers for those. I'll be doing another one that'll hold my Velcro dots. That is currently just an empty container. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with. And then I will be printing a grid for this next drawer. And honestly, this is just, it's a hodgepodge of all kinds of stuff. These are my main ink pads that I use. They stay in this drawer, but I imagine I'm going to move them over with the other inks. There's no reason not to. Actually, let's see here. Oh, does not quite, it does serve the purpose. Okay, so those four will go over there, and I'll probably just move things a little bit because I use these more than I use those tiny little ink cubes. So I want these at the front, but I do store them upside down. I don't see it being a problem for them to not be, you know, four square verses on top of each other, because honestly, I don't use the Versamark that much. The Versamark Claire and the Memento Tuxedo Black are my two most used, so I'll keep them on the top, and I will put them over in the other drawer. So I have all of this room to fill up, and this is all of my double-sided tape. And like I had mentioned, I think I want to put it down here and be able to stand it up like this. So I'm going to see what I can find, print a grid, another grid, and then have one that is, oops, let's see, have a container that 3 wide and goes all the way down. So 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 by 7, or even just 3 by 4, because honestly that's all I currently have. Those are my most used tapes. Oops. So maybe that'll be in the front of this drawer. Oh, there's another pad. That's just my other Memento Tuxedo Black. I have 2 of them. And then I'm thinking these pops can probably go up here then, because they'll stand up in a container. So yeah, I'm getting excited. I'm seeing some final configuration going here. Very exciting. I'll see you guys when I make some more progress. Okay, friends, it does not look a lot better. Still got that to deal with. That's just printouts that I need to put in binders that are buried over there. Anyway, this is still a mess. Haven't touched that yet. Still need to figure out how to store notebooks and index cards and things like that I buy up for projects. That closet is another day. I did clean up my sewing space a little bit. Just got things organized a little bit better. And over here, I got this cleaned up. This is a pile of stuff that I need to sort into these bins, as well as that stuff there. I got my cinch put back where it goes. This is a pile of scraps that I need to go through and just be brutal, get rid of what I don't need, and get the rest of it cut down, thrown away, whatever. This is my Sizzix, I forget what it's called. It's not the Big Shot. Shoot, I don't remember. It's my die cutting machine. That's what it is. This is my printing corner. This is the majority of my 6x6 and a few 8x8s. This is still a disaster that I need to tackle. It'll come one day this week. Like I said, that's stuff that needs put away. This over here, again, I need to figure out storage for notebooks and things. That looks a little better. It's a little more organized. The desk does not look too much better, but the drawers, the ones that are done, look amazing. There's that one. And like I said, I put those in there. This one we haven't touched yet. I've got some pieces that I printed that were too tall for the other drawer. So figure that out. And then these are all of the containers that I got out of my drawers. So I am excited about that. Those will go in a bin in the closet. Well, once I can find the closet, they'll go in a bin in there. Here is the top drawer over here. And the second drawer, I ended up putting my pops and stickles, as well as my embossing powder up there. I'm still printing these for my magnets. I will replace that when it's printed with something that actually fits. And then down here, again, like I said, I'm printing for this drawer, and I will definitely be storing my tape like that. So yeah, that's what I got done today. I'm very happy with it. Just need to finish cleaning off the rest of the stuff up there so that I can actually have a workspace. And of course, move my camera back to where it needs to go so that I can film something else for you guys. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Bye now.